I'm here at the Fairway Galle Literary Festival with Nandana Sen, author, actress and activist. So Nandana, thank you for being with us here today. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience this year?
Yes, of course. It's lovely to be back here in gorgeous Galle. This is my third time here.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the sessions you've been doing, especially the children's session?
I've had a few sessions already. I had a lovely session on mothers and daughters on the topic about writing about the mother-daughter relationship. It was moderated by Subina Shrestha. That was really fun. That was on the first day. Yesterday I had a fantastic session on my child rights work with the journalist John Elliott. I had a session at the Children's Festival today on my book Talkie Tumble. Kids really loved it. It's a book full of word puzzles and nonsense rhymes, full of anagrams and antonyms.
So the first session you talked about, the mother-daughter relationship. You come from a literary family. How has your mother influenced your work?
I grew up in an all-female family, so I was very influenced by my mother, also my grandmother, who was, like my mother, a poet, a very successful writer, and also an early feminist.
Children's books have such a transformative power. How do you use your stories to be a vehicle of change and kind of influence these children at such a young age?
I have always been drawn to books, children's books that are very full of a rich and extravagant imagination, but also that find ways of bringing an understanding of empathy and equality in the way children think. Mambi and the Forest Fire. And this one actually amazingly came out of a workshop that I was doing with children who had been rescued from trafficking. So I do these workshops which are dance and theatre, music workshops, art workshops, which help children express themselves in the process of rehabilitation.
You are a public figure. You have had enormous success as an author, as an actress. You're a well-known advocate for children's rights. So how important do you think it is to use your platform to be a vehicle of change and advocate for change?
When you are in the public eye, you have I feel that you have a responsibility because in India we have a peculiar relationship with our celebrities. We give them a lot of power. We look at them as gods. What I've noticed is that there is not a reciprocity in terms of the responsibility or accountability that celebrities feel toward the people who put so much trust and love into them. But my very first film in Bombay was a film called Black, which is about the rights of children with disabilities.
What can we hope to see from you in the future?
And this book talks about adoption, and it also talks about non-traditional families, because I feel in South Asia we do not have representation in our popular culture or in mainstream media. Families that have a lot of step-siblings, families that have gay parents, families that have a surrogate mother, because all of these stories are really important and very critical to the identity of a child who comes from a non-traditional family background. This is a book that I translated of my mother's work, but I'm also working on a book called Mother Tongues, which is about 3 generations of Bengali women writers and the development of a feminist tradition.
You had the luck of growing up in a very strong female-headed household, but in South Asia that is not the case in a lot of families. What advice could you give young girls who are going to be watching this video, who are trying to make it in the world?
The most important thing is to always speak up. I think and I know that sounds very simplistic. It's very easy to be drowned out by the voices of either boys or men or people who are more influential, more successful. It's very easy to be in awe. It's very easy to doubt ourselves and wonder whether the gut reaction that we have to a situation is right or wrong.
Would you be coming back to Fairway Galle Literary Festival next year?
I'm sure I will be back in Galle. I love it. I'm very passionate about this little city and this festival. So, yes, for sure I will be back.